What is going to happen tonight?
Well, good morning and welcome to live coverage once again from the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Europe Finals 2019. You join us at a pretty overcast KG5 ground here in Guernsey, where we have another interesting encounter ahead of us. Denmark are taking on the host Guernsey in what could be a very important match for both sides. I'm once again joined by former Irish international Kieran Metcalfe. Well, we've got a cup of tea in front of us. We've got our notepads full of notes. We've watched both of these teams play, but it is a bit chilly.
It's very cold. It's very overcast. The groundsman is doing some great work this morning. There's a new wicket today. Just on speaking to him, he reckons again par would be 130, 140 on this wicket. And it looks pretty green. But Guernsey have won the toss and will bowl up front.
Well, it's a pretty ambitious call. It is a nice track, and like you said, a change of wicket. Well, if you're just tuning in for the first time into what is these Europe finals, it's an incredibly exciting competition and a lot at stake. This is all part of the qualification pathway towards the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in 2020 in Australia. And the winner of this tournament will end up at the global qualifier in the UAE. They'll be playing some of the big dogs of the Associate Nations, and also Ireland and Zimbabwe will be there. There'll be Hong Kong, Scotland, the Netherlands, and PNG, and also the host UAE. So the opportunity for the likes of Denmark, Guernsey, Jersey, Italy, the smaller European nations to progress and potentially be one tournament away from playing in the T20 World Cup is an incredibly exciting opportunity.
Absolutely, and I suppose today is Denmark's third game, Guernsey's fourth game, so we're thinking now at this stage that they're into the tournament. Nerves are hopefully gone, but there still is a lot riding on this game. Denmark, if we're looking at the points table, which will come up now, Denmark are sitting on third, and with Italy and Jersey having played 3 games, and Denmark, this will be their third game, so they'd be looking to really push on with the run rate and try win this in a big way.
Well, it's a pretty cutthroat tournament with only the one team of the 6 competing getting an opportunity to progress to the global qualifier. Like you said, Jersey and Italy sitting pretty comfortably at the top of the table there with 3 wins out of 3. Italy maybe got a bit lucky in a couple of their games. They grabbed, it seems fair to say, they grabbed a rain win over Norway in the first day on the Saturday. And also Guernsey put up a pretty heavy chase against them and only lost by 10 runs.
They did, and that's disappointing. That's twice we've seen now Guernsey get themselves into maybe some good places and just not kick on. They need to find that confidence, and losing by 10 runs against Italy, they'll definitely highlight that as one of the disappointment of the tournament.
Well, Denmark keen to get that that second win from their 3 matches. They've still got another 2 games to play, but Guernsey have only got the one. This is Denmark's double-header date. Now, you've played in these tournaments yourself. Playing 2 games, 2 T20s in a single day, it's a pretty tough task for a player.
Absolutely, and I suppose the conditions today, a little bit damp, a little bit dull, but you've got to hit the ground running and really get your head around it. Whoever gets into the game first of all will definitely take the win.
Well, Denmark were playing Guernsey here, and then they're also going to have a clash against the people at the top of the table, Italy, later on. That's at 3:45, again live on the ICC YouTube and Facebook streams. All the games of this tournament are being streamed live, and also I'm pretty sure it might be a cricketing first. At the other ground today, a college field. Germany taking on Norway, and then you will have Germany taking on Jersey. Again, another top table clash, a big day of cricket here. Well, we will have sign language coverage again for the first time in this tournament. And it might be a cricket first as well. And they'll be joining Andrew Leonard and you will have sign language commentary. What a fantastic initiative.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great day, and I think in both grounds there's so much Super Cricket left to play, and I'm really excited to see what comes.
Wow, we just take a look at the ground here, and that's the Guernsey side just getting ready to walk out to the field and have a bowl. We see the opening batsman there. That's probably going to be Hamid Shah and Nikolai Lausgaard. They put in a very good knock at the start, a 50 partnership against their Scandinavian rivals Norway, and it was a pretty comprehensive victory yesterday.
Yeah, they changed the batting order from the previous day, where Hamid had come in maybe a little bit too low down the order. He opened up yesterday, and it was very effective. So I'm sure he's looking to do the exact same today. Just from their warm-ups, both teams were very, very up and about in their warm-up. So this is a big game, and you can see how much it means to both.
Well, if you're just tuning in for the first time into this tournament, Kira and I have been based at the KG5 ground, a wonderful place to play cricket, a beautiful outfield here, and the groundsmen do wonderfully well with the changing weather conditions in Guernsey to keep these games on. The first day, Saturday the 15th of June, this tournament opened up. We did have overcast conditions, a bit of rain fell every now and then, but they managed to get the full 40 overs of each game played. And we're about to see the opening batsman walk onto the pitch. Now Denmark, they'll be keen once again to put on a big score here.
Absolutely, and just what's interesting, just from the games that we've watched this week, Ian, is no run. The set runs have not been chased, so maybe runs on the board again is what Denmark are going for. But just with conditions and stuff, there might be a bit of movement of the ball up front. So let's see how well Guernsey can start here.
Well, there's the opening pair, the big tall sight of Nikolai Lausgaard, the 22-year-old left-handed batsman. That looks like it's going to be Hamid Shah again, just swinging his bat. Fantastic batsman again, and also a fantastic bowler. Picked up a few wickets. He picked up 4 in his opening game against Jersey. As they step onto the field here, well, a lot at stake for both these sides. Guernsey will be keen to at least pick up a victory, as their chances of qualification are pretty much gone out the way now, but they're hosting this tournament and they've played fantastic hosts with the two grounds. Wonderful atmosphere all week here across the weekend, and only the 2 days more cricket. They'll be very keen to pick up a victory and give themselves a little morale boost.
Absolutely. I just think how they put together this 20 overs is very important. I think they've come out with, and you can clearly see some good plans, but they might not have fully executed them properly. So some good lengths bowling, backing up with some good fielding. We've seen the better teams in this tournament, the energy in the field, the pressure it creates on the batter. It really works. So we need to see Guernsey up and about from the word go.
Well,
we haven't seen 100 yet, Ian. I'd love to see some big shots here today. So far in the tournament, there's been 3 50s, and we haven't seen 100 yet.
well, I'm just having a look at the opening bowler here, and I think we're going to get an appearance. Number 11, this is Jordan Martell. I've yet to see this play at KG5.
Just mentioning the groundsman here, Stuart. He's put in some huge work, prepared a new wicket.
It's just gone wide there. Well received by the wicket keeper. That's Tom Kimber behind the stumps. Well, wide. Never nice to start the game with a wide, Kira.
No, he needs to control the ball. Maybe a new ball up front. Let's see now as he approaches for his second ball.
Well, that's driven very nicely. It's going to be picked up by Josh Butler, and he tries the diving save, but I think that's just rolled over for 4. Well, not the best start to the over here from Jordan Martell. Not the best start to the game. It's 5 conceded off the first 2 balls. It's a strong start by Nikolai.
Absolutely, and again, just touching on the lines, they need to start and make sure they're tight, and they're challenging these batters from the front. Better response. very, very tall opening batter. We didn't realise how tall he was until we had teas yesterday. A huge guy standing beside us.
At least 6'7" in my opinion. And that's just Martel. Just backing off there. Keen to 23-year-old. Keen to find a good line. This opening over of the game. That's just gone. Rolling away. It's going to hit the boundary. We've got Luke Letizier chasing after that. That was picked up by Lucas Barker there, just saving a 4. It did slow up towards the boundary here. Now, because of the rain, the further bits of the outfield aren't the driest, as we have this beautiful groundsman dog again. Just rolling towards the commentary box here. I think it's going to go underneath the table. As we shy it away from the production box. Oh, it's a beautiful dog. And that's driven over the top there by Hamid Shah. Collected well there.
I don't think he was fully in control with that shot. I think he got away with it. A little bit of movement up front. Again, just for, I suppose, left-hand, right-hand combo. And they have now a cow corner and mid-on back.
Wow, Nikolai Lausgaard there just playing it very fine. Collected behind the stumps by Tom Kimber. For nothing here in the opening over. Driven along the ground, and they're going to pick up 1, maybe 2 here. That might reach the boundary. Well, fantastic drive there by Nikolai Lausgaard to pick up another 4 in the over. Well, 13 off the opening.
Yeah, a bit of a loose over there. I don't think they'd be happy with that, but again, they've got to switch their head around. And I think it's Pete Fields that's going to take the ball from the far end, and he'll have to lead.
Well, William Pete Fields, nicknamed the Magnet by us in the commentary box after watching him in the opening weekend. Their doubleheader when they played Jersey and then Germany Saturday. The ball seemed to follow Pete Field around. Could hardly evade the thing.
I suppose it's a little bit overcast, as we pointed out, and a little bit chilly today. You can see the players all wearing long sleeve jumpers, but they've got to get themselves up for this match. It's only 120 balls in their fielding innings, and they must put it all in.
Well, Hamid Shah to face Pete Fields. He plays that off his hip, and that's going to roll way down there to deep fine leg, and that's going to be another 4. Keen to get off the mark early, Hamid Shah, and another boundary for Denmark. 17 for no loss here already in the second over. We saw a wonderful partnership between these two openers for Denmark. Their game against Norway, played on the reserve day, cancelled due to rain on the Saturday. Off to a flying start here already. That's a better length there from Pete Field, but they do run a single. That's good running from the Danish batsman again. Now 18 for nothing. As a bowler, how do you restrict a fast start like this?
Well, it does come down to lines, I suppose. If you look at the first ball he bowled, it allows Hamid to cut it or hit it away on the leg, and it takes the pressure off the over. Then they've now 5 runs already in the over, and this is the third ball.
Like you said, overcast conditions here at the KG5. Not only are the players wrapped up warm, we are wrapped up warm very, very well. And that's a much better length there from Pete Fields. Nikolai Lausgaard just signalling a little bit of movement on the ball to his other batsman. Just pitched up a nice. This wicket seems to be playing the ball very nicely. Lots of hands in pockets here, just trying to keep warm. And that's gone high in the air. There could be a fielder there, but he's fouled. And I think that's gone for 6. We're just going to wait for the signal from the umpire. It's 4 runs here. Now, the player on the boundary there. Oh, what was that? Deep square leg. Just took a slip. That's Anthony Stokes.
It's actually interesting to see where he fell as well. He's about 10 steps then in off the boundary. Again, we spoke about this yesterday. I know he fell, and that's a pity. But if he had been on the boundary, he needed to be on the boundary to take that catch. Is my point. He needs to decide: is he going to be in or is he going to be out?
He has moved back. Maybe he heard you, Kira, from the commentary box here. And that's driven up and over there by Nikolai Lausgaard. That's going to be another 4. It's a wonderful drive onto the onside. Lofted drive. He's looking eager to score some runs early on here.
He is. Again, just with his technique at the moment, he breaks that back leg and it doesn't allow him to actually contact that ball the way he should be for such a tall guy. Because you actually noticed when he played yesterday as well, he wasn't connecting with the ball fully. So maybe that's something he can look at in the future.
Nikolai Lausgaard, 19 off his 7 balls here. It's a big decision for Guernsey to go for the bowling first. And he's driven hard again. That's going to go right for 4. A straight drive for 4. Well, that's a confident stroke again, once again, by Nikolai Lausgaard.
Much better. Really nice balance and played it through the middle of the mid-on, mid-off.
Well, you did say beforehand you wanted to see some big shots here.
Yeah,
and already
bring it on.
2 overs complete.
Again, just Guernsey need to get their energy up and really stick to their lines and their bowling plans.
Well, like you said, there is the slight worry that rain could play a factor in this game today. Early on, overcast conditions. Maybe the decision to go for bowling first is a smart one, but Denmark will be keen to put on a big score here, have the run rate, and it all goes towards that mystical DLS.
Yeah,
rate.
especially with them sitting 3rd in the points table. The teams above them, Jersey and Italy, they've played 3, so this is Denmark's 3rd. They'll want to put on as many runs as possible here.
Well, we're going to see an appearance here from the 20-year-old Anthony Stokes, going to bowl from the 3G end. Left armour once again. That's a nice start to the over there. Hamid Shah just pushing that right back into the hands of Anthony Stokes. Keen just to slow this run rate down a little bit, sitting at 13 and over. That's a good bit of bowling there. Tries the late cut and was received into Tom Kimber's hands. Now just pushes that onto the onside there. And collects a single, puts Nikolai Lausgaard back on strike.
It's, yeah, just before so I suppose they have 2 fielders out at the moment, and they're just leaving that mid-wicket area open at the minute. And again, when the fielders, when it comes to the 6th over, they left it open the other day, and a lot of 2s were picked up there, so they might have to have a look at that position and maybe close it up. It's too easy to keep the scoreboard ticking over and also relieve pressure off the batters.
Absolutely. Just seeing the 2 fielders they've got out right now out of the inner circle. Well, that was the right idea. You could see what Lausgaard was trying to do there. And you see him practice the swing. He wanted to play it off his hip and all that down the deep fine leg. Let's push gently. Once the single hesitates, but what have they got over here? They've got a long on.
Well, he only has to take 3 steps down the crease because he's that tall anyway.
Driven high, but there is a guy here at Cow Corner. I think it might be 6. Oh, wonderful little bit of fielding there, but it wasn't enough to stop the 6. And he's given 4, the umpire has. Pardon me. Well, that was almost a tremendous effort on the boundary there.
What a fantastic shot. Again, just going back to when I said maybe his back knee was breaking a little bit there, it didn't. And the connection of the ball was fantastic.
Well, 27 of his 12 balls here, 35 for nothing. As the rain begins to come down, well, this is a clear sign why they maybe want to push on with the score. Wind blows again. There's a big row of trees behind us in our commentary position. From this end, that's just straight cut there.
These conditions are very hard. It's very hard to keep your head in the game, and just I'd really like to see the kind of the wicketkeeper driving this, the fielders really getting up and about. It's not nice, but you do have a job to do.
What are the tactics that teams can do in a situation like this? And that's just a little square picked up by David Hooper there. An almost deep square leg, but he's just being brought in just for the left-handed batsman here. But what are the tactics? The ways are made of motivating a team. Is it the characters in the team?
It can be. Also just simply throwing the ball around, really talking to each other, talking about what you had for dinner last night, anything. Just really keep talking to each other and just, taking your mind off of being a little bit cold, walking in with the bowler. Keep your head in the game.
Wow, that's just gone off the edge then. That's going to roll down a third man. And they've run two. Well, really good running there by Nikolai Lesgaard to pick up a second. That's really well received from his teammates on the pavilion.
Nikolai, he highlighted that he was running to the danger end and he really put in the hard work on the first run. Great to see. Like
you said, someone with the legs of Lesgaard. I'm sure it only takes 3 or 4 strides to get along the wicket. Hamid Shah is a different story. He's getting sprinting figures up. That's just collected. Very nice little one bounce catch there from Pete Field. Even conversations like, what did you have for dinner? There must have been some ridiculous chats you've had on a cricket field.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very lucky to have Mary Waldron. Well, I was as wicketkeeper, and she can talk a fair amount of yeah, well, you can fill in the blank.
Kimber jumping high in the air. Well, Mary Waldron, one of the umpires here today, she's playing third umpire. Still playing in the Irish squad behind the stumps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did I hear correctly yesterday in commentary? She's also represented Ireland at football.
She has. She's just an all-round athlete. She also has played really good level of hockey and could have been a good rugby player.
Some people.
Yeah, I'm sure she's good at marbles too.
Conkers in the playground.
Yeah.
Well, Pete Field is giving him that fuller length, and Lesgaard just seems keen to swing his bat through it. Collects another single. I think a little bit of variation is going to be needed here in Pete Field's bowling. It's the end of the over. It's 39 for nothing after 4 overs. Very strong start from the Danish batsman.
Yeah, absolutely. Just coming up to 40 off 4 overs. This pair again. Wise decision to keep this pair up front. They work well. And Nikolai has really taken the lead here, but it's going to allow Hamid to settle into his game and then play his shots. Just going back to Guernsey, they really need to find the correct line that they want to bowl. They're allowing the batters to free their hands too much.
Well, there's that little bit of encouragement from Kimber as Stokes comes in. It's played nicely. Just going to find the player there at deep fine leg. Really well fielded by Ben Fairbrush. Practicing our pronunciations of Guernsey players. That's really good bowling there from Anthony Stokes. Just puts a little more on it. Just forcing Lesgaard just to question that a little bit more. Played really nicely. Finds the player on long on. Well, again, he's looking for the boundary.
He certainly is, but I think that the start that they've had has kind of taken the pressure off these guys, knowing that the power play will be over. In 1 and a bit overs, the fielders will be spread and they'll pick up more singles.
Plays the late cut there. It's going to roll away. Petefield does a fantastic effort here. A deep fine leg and collects it well. That was a really tremendous catch, and maybe the magnets switched back on here. White ball following him everywhere he goes.
Good commitment in the field. He didn't give up. Supported by another team person. Sorry, number 10.
It's David Hooper.
David Hooper, my bad, yeah.
Well, Anthony Stokes, he has picked up the 3 wickets in his 4 matches. Just pushed along the ground there for a single. And also, I had this chat with you before, Kira. As a player, your personal stats, obviously team first. When you're in a situation like this, when possibly, Guernsey, the chances of qualification are pretty much impossible now. It's driven hard down the ground. That's going to find the boundary. So I was putting on almost an Irish accent there.
I thought it was French.
The boundary. Well, that's another 4 runs.
Really, really nice shot. Again, relieving pressure, and they move up towards 50 off 5 overs.
Well, I reckon real use of the power play here. In the opening stages, Nikolai Valsgaard looking in tremendous form here. 37 off his 20. Balls faced. 49 for no loss after 5 overs. An absolutely flying start by the Danish batsman. Just take a look at the batting card here. And there you are. Only the 1 extra given. They've seen Keane to score.
Absolutely, and look at the run rate. The run rate is about 9.8, which is actually the highest we've seen it all week. I'm hoping it stays that way. It'll be exciting to watch. Really see some runs push on.
Well, Jordan Mattel is grabbing the ball again, this time from the boudoir end. I think that's right. Definitely not. Well, that's a better length from Martel. This is also known, there's numerous names given. The retirement home end and also the hotel end. It used to be a hotel. Now it's a retirement home. It's also a dog walking path along the back of the trees here. That's driven nicely. Just finds the man mid off. Well, it's a bit weird now you see these overcast conditions, Kira. Yesterday was one of the most stunning days.
Absolutely.
One of the best days of the summer so far. Took a lovely walk. Catch the sunset last night. That Guernsey sunset, I was keen to see it and I finally got a bit of it.
Just making a few adjustments in the field. It's very hard as a captain to set a correct field when your bowlers are bowling different lines and a left-hand, right-hand combo. So it can cause a bit of confusion, which you can see here at the minute. But I think Guernsey really need to stick to their game plan.
That's fell straight to the player there. An extra cover. Now, Captain Joshua Butler here for Guernsey. 3rd most amount of runs scored so far. He'll be keen to perform with the bat again. 87 runs to his name. Joy Pereira for Italy at the top of the table. Gives him a fuller delivery there. Almost a Yorker. Could be a run-out opportunity, but that's well run. Good vision again from Nikolai Lesgaard. Just keen to keep rotating the strike here. Keep the runs ticking over.
Yeah, you can see they have clear plan here to put as many runs on the board as possible. Also, I think feeding into that points table, the overall table, which could be very important later on in the tournament.
Well, just struck off the pad there. Well, like you said, the points table, this Europe final, a Denmark win here, and depending how the results go at the other games, could really have an impact. The net run rate, as we just take another look at this points table, 3 wins out of 3 for Guernsey and Italy, sitting comfortably at the top so far, but Guernsey will be playing Germany in the afternoon fixture, and also Italy playing Denmark. So if Denmark grab a win here and then a win against Italy, they're going to be looking very, very comfortable depending on that Germany-Jersey result in Germany. A couple of injuries, and they've just brought in a few new players, so they'll be keen to grab a big result against Jersey in the afternoon down at College Field. Live coverage of all these fixtures on the ICC YouTube page and also the T20 World Cup Facebook channels. Live commentary and also live sign language commentary for the first time. David Hooper getting his first appearance with the ball in the 3G end. Goes for a single off his first, 54 for nothing now. With this current run rate, we're looking at a score of 160 plus here. And that ball's just rolled down a third man there, picked up by Lucas Barker, just running around his fly slip position. Well, again, this left-hand and right-hand combination proving a little confusion. The power play is over now, so they've got some men out in the boundary. Long on, long off. Deep square leg. Cow corner. Big swing, big appeal, and he's given him out. That spells the end of Nicolas Lausgaard. 39 of 23 balls. Good innings.
Absolutely. Just unlucky there. Maybe a little bit of movement on the ball there. Be disappointed. But he got his team off to a really, really good start here. 55 of 6.3 for 1 wicket. They would have taken that any day.
Well, 55 for 1 now the score in the 7th over. I think he'll be really happy, like Kira said, with that start. Used the power play well. Found the boundary on numerous occasions. Looks like it's going to be Baharaj, the new batsman in for Denmark. We're just going to double check that. What do you do now? Keep pushing on?
Yeah, try tighten up the lines, put a bit of pressure on the new batter. Try not let him settle in. Just keep on targeting the new batter at the moment. It's very hard. The team really need to get themselves back up again. Just see the energy in the field. Back it up with some good bowling. Get that keeper talking. Really, really get the buzz, I suppose, on the field.
Well, this is Taranjeet Baharaj, 26 years old. David Hooper. Just plays out into his leg side. That's a lovely way to get off the mark there. That's going to fill him with a bit of confidence. Well, we've seen this a couple times in the tournament. A change of bowling, and all of a sudden, a wicket.
Yeah.
In their first over as well.
And I think all in all, Guernsey have used 5, maybe 6 bowlers throughout the tournament. So again, I would suggest them mixing it up. They've nothing to lose here.
Well, neither 12 runs to his name from the 2 innings he's played. And he's bowled him, and that's the captain, Hamid Shah. That's 2 in the over for Hooper here. Great decision by Captain Joshua Butler to bring on David Hooper. And it's clean bowled. Well, he tried the big swing there.
He did. It seems to stay a little bit low as well. Maybe not the right shot though. He won't be happy with that shot and how he was out.
He doesn't look too happy. The batsman never does on their way back to the pavilion. I think he knew that was an overly ambitious shot there, Hamid Shah. Suddenly, 56 for 2 now. 2 very quick wickets here for David Hooper. Fantastic first over. 3 runs, 2 wickets for the Guernsey.
It was quite similar yesterday for Denmark. The openers went pretty quick alongside each other, and the next batters coming in really have a job to do here. But it's still a great start. 56 off 7.
Well, we're going to see an appearance now of Luke Letitia. Found out his uncle is Southampton footballer Matt Letitia. Of course, Sky Sports pundit, Southampton football legend, Guernsey born. Questioned it whether he was related, but then I did find out yesterday he is the uncle, apparently.
Good knowledge.
So, which is nice little family connection here, a sporting heritage. That's played down the third man there. Wonderful light use of the wrists. Well, new batsman going to be facing his opening deliveries here. I think it's Delawar Khan in at 4 for Denmark. Well, they've got to compose themselves now. Lost the 2 wickets. Quick succession. Well, he pushes that one down a deep fine leg, and that's a wonderful sweep shot just to get off the mark.
Still slippy conditions out there. You can see the batter just on looking for 2, just kind of slipped. Guernsey have slowed down the run rate a little bit here.
I actually think this is Udin, new batsman in. Pardon me, he hits the pad there. Well, he tried to just a couple steps down the crease and put his bat on that, but Luke Letitia seemed to get the better of him there.
Absolutely. With being in the 7th over now, there is gaps. How many times this week do you think I've said absolutely?
I'm going to take a big guess
Yeah.
and say 55.
Oh, wow. 1,000.
1,000.
Okay.
1,000. By the end of Spain, maybe. That's good bowling there. That's a good over from Luke Letitia. Just goes for the 2. And this run rate is slowing down every over right now. It was sitting at a very high 9. And now it's 7.25. 58 for 2. After 8 overs.
Yeah, it just shows you have to keep on working away. 2 or 3 balls changes the whole game. I do think Denmark have got themselves into a good position, and if these 2 batters can get in, they can really push that scoreboard back up again. I'm sure their game plan is to get as many runs on the board. We did mention earlier on we haven't seen any team chase down the total yet. But this could be the day. Game on.
Well, Hooper again picked up 2 wickets in his first over as we do see the rain. It's a light, call this drizzle. Dreek day, as we'd say in Scotland. My English accent. And that's just gone very, very fine. Finds the edge. Collected by Peatfield again. Third man. You would think it used to be, in my opinion, the position you would get a lot of rest at third man. But
Not in T20.
not in T20. Maybe in my village leagues. Just go and stand at third man for a couple of overs. You've done well.
David Cooper doing a great job here for his team. He's obviously getting a little bit of movement. Forcing the batters to have a real good think about what he's bowling here.
And he's bowled him. Hooper finds the wicket again. Clean bowled. Bails off. And a third wicket for David Hooper. What an impact he's had.
Absolutely. And we just spoke about it a few overs ago, just saying that like you really need to keep in the game and just believing that there can be changes.
Well, it was looking pretty glum for the Guernsey side at the start of this game. A very strong partnership again for the openers, Hamid Shah and Nikolai Lausgaard. David Hooper, the danger man here, popped in, second over, and he's picked up his third wicket for this Guernsey side and really put this Guernsey side in the driving seat as we near upon 10 overs. Like you said, the ebb and flow of T20 cricket on full display here in the Europe finals. Guernsey now with a fighting chance of keeping the score low.
Certainly do, and I think they've got to back themselves because they put together parts of the game really, really well and they just don't finish it off. So now they have 3 wickets. Build on it. See what you can do. Grab this win.
Well, 59 for 3 the score all of a sudden. We'll take a look at the scorecard afterwards and look at these bowling figures. David Hooper, the star of the show so far for Guernsey. Joshua Butler's going to have a smile on his face. The captain. It's the new batsman at the crease. Almost misses the bat there.
Hooper getting a little bit of movement up front again. No batters are settling against him. Keeper up is also at an added pressure, not allowing the batter to bat outside the crease.
Zishan Shah, the new batsman in for Denmark. Driven forward straight into the hands of Hooper. Well, this is looking like another fantastic over for the right arm medium. Pardon me. Again, just another dot ball. Well, he's being applauded by his teammates and by the spectators around the ground here at the KG5 ground. The Guernsey locals appreciating the efforts. The 28-year-olds really put the Guernsey side in the driving seat, Kira.
They have, and Udin has faced 7 balls now, and Shah has faced 1. So I suppose they're relatively new, but I think they need to rotate the strike a bit and feel a little bit off the middle of the bat and just get a little bit of confidence up. There definitely is gaps there to do this.
He finds the gap there on the leg side, pushes that on. Guy from long on just collects it. It's fair brush. Doing the fielding duties for the Guernsey side there. There does seem to be a bit more energy in this Guernsey side for the first time in the field.
Yeah, and there's the singles we were talking about. There is gaps. The batters will feed off that.
They got Ash Wright just moving in from mid-wicket, just slightly. Again, another single just played onto the offside that time. Rotating the strike. 63 for 3 now in the 10th over. And at one point it was looking like maybe 100 by the 10th over mark. Gives it a full toss, Luke Letizia. That's not a very good delivery. They wanted to run too.
He actually got away with it there. But all in all, I suppose with the start they've had, these singles now will just keep on building. So if they can keep the singles going, this could turn out to be a really good score.
Well,
sometimes I get tongue-tied.
It's difficult, isn't it? having to speak in front of a mic. Yeah.
You know what you're trying to say, but it doesn't come out.
Well, hopefully the viewers do. That's the most important thing. That's just played off his hip. Really good fielding there by Peatfield. And driven in hard. You see, this is not what we've seen from the Guernsey side. Very good hard fielding.
The bowler just slowed it up there. The batter tried to pull it around. Still got the single, which is the most important thing, I suppose, for Denmark. bowler has given it lots of flight there, tempting the batter. And he got away with it there, just a drive to extra cover.
Well, just the 6 runs off the over there. Luke Letitia with a very positive impact in this game. We've seen him go for quite a few runs. Just going to take a look at the bowling card here for Guernsey. The first game today. Double header for the Danish. David Hooper there. You see him second from the bottom. 3 wickets, and look at that. The fall of the wickets, 55, 56 and 59. A tremendous impact.
Absolutely, and just the last 2 bowlers to come on have bowled 2 overs each now. So you're thinking they can only bowl 4 over spell. So they're going to have a change of bowling because they're going to obviously keep some overs for later on.
We're seeing Jordan Martell switch ends once again. Now he's going to be bowling like he did in the first over on the 3G end. Nice slower delivery there. That one's just played on to the onside and they run back for 2. Could have been a direct hit. I think Jordan Martell slapped the bails off with his hands there. Overly ambitious.
A good run. I don't think the batter was expecting it to be that slow. As you can see, he went through his shot. But again, picking up the 2 runs. I think Guernsey will be happy with that though, if they can restrict them to 1s and 2s. And obviously build up some dots in that. But with the start that Denmark have, they've pulled it back quite a bit.
Just played onto leg side here. They might look for 2, and I think they are. Well, no, there was hesitation. Well, Shah immediately said no to that, and Udin was very keen to run back for a second. Big cries of no. On the wicket there. Guernsey side a lot further in than we've ever seen them. Well, we do see there's not
Still
quite in the inner circle, aren't they, Kira?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say it's still quite damp out there because you can see there's batters trying to turn, sliding a little bit, and just in the outfield we've seen some falling over.
And that's a very good delivery there by Jordan Martell. I think he's trying to go with these slower deliveries, and it is having a bit of confusion onto the batsmen of Shah and Udin here for Denmark. If you're just joining in, an absolutely flying start by the Danish batsmen. Opening pair, Hamid Shah and Nikolai Lausgaard, putting on a very good 50 partnership. It's 2 games in a row, the opening pair are putting on a 50 partnership, and that's exactly what you want in this form of the game, making great use of the power play. But all of a sudden, the impact of bowler David Hooper picks up 3 wickets. 69 for 3 now. Slowed the game right down. The run rate now sitting at 6 and over. Now they're going to run a single here. It's going to be collected by the fielder at long on.
Yeah, we spoke about Hamid coming back up the order. The first game, he came in as 3 or 4, and I don't think it worked. And then they highlighted that, and he's opened twice with Nikolai, and it's definitely worked.
Well, just going to take another look at this points table here. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup Europe final. They're all playing for a position in the Men's T20 World Cup Global Qualifier in the UAE in October and November this year. Top team gets to go through. For the moment, Jersey and Italy sit comfortably at the top on 3 wins apiece. A straight cut there. Finds the player at deep point. Just the single.
Nice shot, nice to watch.
Just
nice. Freed up his hands. You nearly want to 4 for those sort of shots. You just feel so good as a batter coming off the middle of the bat.
Does it again, but this time it just goes a bit more straight. And they want to look for 2. There's a little misfield there at long off. And they managed to salvage 2. Well, that's what happens. The batsman keen to run these 2s. And a little bit of a misfield, a little bit of pressure in the running. We've talked about this all week.
Yeah.
Adding pressure onto both sides here and forcing and creating chances. Isn't a fuller delivery there. And again, they look for 2, and they are going to run 2. It is another misfield. It could be a direct hit. And again, a little bit of pressure on him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just coming up on with the. Well, he's coming up before the ball has got to him. A little bit of nerves there, maybe, just a little bit of pressure. But he really should be restricting that just to a single each.
Well, these pressure situations, there is a lot at stake for both these teams here. Guernsey playing for a bit of pride, looking to get that first win in the tournament. Denmark looking to drive forward and put themselves in contention. Plays a sweep shot there, but does find Peatfield. Could be a direct hit. Overthrow. They're going to run 2 here, I think. No, they question it. Well, that was a big overthrow there from William Peatfield. He does put his hand up there and apologise to his keeper. It's Tom Kimber behind the stumps for Guernsey.
Just got to be careful that he's not giving it maybe just too much flight or too much width, that he's allowing these guys to free their arms and really hit through the line of the ball.
Letitia has bowled pretty well in this game so far. We've seen him be quite expensive. 22-year-olds. Seen him go for 92 runs so far in his 4 games. That's including today. It's not really what you want to see as a bowler in T20 cricket. Average of 23 a match.
It also depends on the time of the game you come on. There's lots of things that come into play. Again, we have another change of bowling from the far end. This is Anthony Stokes coming on. It's getting a little bit brighter here at the moment.
Well, that's just glanced off his hip there. It's a smart bit of keeping there from Kimber. Just throws it underneath his legs. And looking to strike the stumps, it would have been a bit of spectacular bit of keeping. We've seen plenty of that in this tournament so far. Miraculous catches. Fastest down the crease now. That's a lovely little flick of his hips there. That's a stylish bit of batting.
Really nice and well watched by the fielder out there. Just, we did highlight during the week that sometimes when it's at square leg or points, there's going to be backspin on the ball. And sometimes you can be beaten by it.
Driven hard, finds the player at extra cover. Well. Well, that's high in the air. Now there's no fielder out at cow corner.
He actually got away with that, Ian. He totally missed hit that. He's just lucky there's no fielder there. But it's still a run to the total. Both batters here really using the depth of their crease and going back and freeing up their hands.
Well, that's a really good over there by Stokes. Just slowed the run rate down once again. Just not creating opportunities for the Danish batsmen. They sit on 80 for 3 to 13 overs. Udin and Shah, the batsmen, in for Denmark. And Letitia, the bowl again. The retirement home end here at the KG5. Saw him go for a bit more runs in the last over. It's just lofted over the top there. It's going to run away for 4. Great effort on the boundary, actually. Wonderful bit of fielding. Big applause from his teammates there.
He covered quite a lot of ground there. Really, really good. And good commitment, then dive at the end. Ball into the bowler.
I think that was Ben Fairbrush. Driven hard again, lofted over the top. Just going to collect the single, finds the fielder long off there. What's the right idea? And maybe if he had a bit more than that, I would have gone for the boundary.
Yeah, again, nice batting. They're just up and over, low pressure shots. Oh, and a great catch taken down at long on. I actually think with his bowling there, he deserved that. He really was mixing it up, asking questions of the batters. Maybe played that too well, just because he played one up and over before, and he was very under control of that, and then obviously pushed at it too hard there and straight into the fielder's hands. We now move on to 83 for 4.
Well, that spells the end of Udin. Luke Le Tissier, he's looked a much more impressive bowler in this game.
Yeah, I think he's just relaxed, and he's just got to vary it and really just go for it, because they've nothing to lose here. They've pulled this back, I think, from where it started, and they really want to get something out of the game for themselves as well.
I'm just going to see who the new batsman is out for Denmark. Come for the cap approach on a day like this. Brave. I would have rather worn a hoodie myself, considering how chilly it is out there.
You might find if pace bowlers come on, he'll stand for the lid, just from a safety aspect. So a new batter to the crease here. I'm hoping that Guernsey are going to put him under a bit of pressure. That should be the game plan.
This is Delawar Khan, the new batsman in. It's going to be Shah facing again. Oh, and almost well fielded. Oh, that's going to run away for 4. No, again, picked up by Fairbrush in the boundary there. It was really good effort. Playing the sweeper role.
Good throw, really nice.
Partnering up with Anthony Stokes. Just to restrict every boundary here. There is a new energy and a new dynamism that I would have hoped to see in the early stages of this tournament. And he's well bowled. Puts a shorter delivery there. And he tries to play the late cut Shah, but it just pitches up a little.
He got away with murder there. It's stuck in the wicket, a long hop slow ball. I don't know how to describe that. The batter was bamboozled and he bowled him.
Bamboozled is the perfect word to describe that one. Luke Le Tissier picks up his second in the over.
And actually, that is Shah that's gone, which they'll be disappointed with, because he's had faced 17 balls and I would have considered him in. So 2 new batters at the crease now.
Well, who's going to be joining Khan as the new batsman strides in? I'll be keen to... Once again, we've seen a game in this tournament where promising start looking like possibly 170, 160, but now I think they'll be doing well to get 125, 130 at this current rate.
Well, absolutely, and we mustn't forget about Guernsey's batters. They can bat up front. They're very, very strong. So Denmark really need to put their skates on here.
Well, this is Rizwan Mahmood in for Denmark. He gets off the mark, just plays that round. Picked up by Peatfield. Well, what a fantastic over this has been from Luke Le Tissier.
2 batters here just need to push it around and keep the singles ticking over, and then they'll have a big 5 overs at the end, hopefully with some wickets in hand.
Just take a look at the match summary so far. Flying start by Nikolai Lausgaard. 39 of 24. Partnered with Captain Hamid Shah at 14, but suddenly David Hooper, the man in the moment here for Guernsey, 5 runs and 3 wickets in his 2 overs, and Luke Le Tissier, a bit more expensive in his 4 overs, but crucially picking up 2 wickets.
Absolutely.
In his last over.
I think also just you could take a few runs off his bowling figures there just for misfields. If we're looking at it from that point of view, but he's definitely made the change. And while Ian burns himself with some tea,
It was very hot. It was surprisingly hot. Actually, I was nearly had a spit take there, to be honest. Wow. Jordan Martell bowling once again from the 3G end. There's Luke Letizia on your screen. Fantastic impact with the ball. Bowled much tighter than he has in his previous games, and really put Guernsey in a promising position here to restrict Denmark to a lower score on this ground. The last couple games we've seen scores of 150 plus and also 140 plus, so we'll be doing well here. It's really well. That's a wide ball, signalled by the umpire.
I think Guernsey have gone pretty quick through the overs, so it's giving them time, I suppose, in the back end to set correct fields, make sure that they have the right fielders in the right places, and really try to attack this batting lineup.
He's gone high. There's going to be a fielder there underneath it. Caught.
Fantastic catch, and just to highlight the sort of day that it's very overcast, the white ball, picking that ball out of the sky, that went up to the moon and back, and that was a really, really good catch.
Well, that's Captain Josh Butler out there at long off. Takes his catch in this match, and now 88 for 6.
This is not what Denmark would have wanted. It's just a loss of wickets in not good areas, in not good times.
I think this is going to be Oliver Holt, the 19-year-old. Really performed well with the ball in this tournament. But he's going to need a really have a nice innings here and push his side onto a 100 plus score. Like you said, Guernsey are not a side. I have a weak batting lineup. Ashley Wright, plenty of experience. There's openers Matthew Stokes and Josh Butler as well. Stokes-Butler combination combining well in this tournament. Anything under 100, I think they'll be believing this is an incredibly chaseable total.
I totally agree. Guernsey have chased down, well, have put up 110, one around that area before, so they'll look to do the same again today. So Denmark really need to put on some runs here.
It's good running there. Oliver Holt very keen to grab the single. Face the strike here. He's hit the 17 runs in his 2 innings. And hit 3 fours as well. And he did make an appearance with the bat.
It's just starting to rain again, Ian.
It is. Well, it keeps coming in flourishes. It's almost little teaser trailers to what could come. But promising sign is there's no real dark clouds above us now at the KG5 ground. This ICC Men's T20 World Cup Europe final. A lot at stake. Ollie Holt goes big. He's going to find the fielder on the boundary there at long on. Pardon me, long off. Just gets off the mark with a single. Yeah, a lot at stake, Kira. Denmark very keen. This game of the utmost importance here. Got to grab that win. Losing their opening game against Italy. Advances down the crease, plays down his leg side there. I think they're going to look for 2. They are. That's good running there from Ollie Holt. He's in the danger zone. It could be a run out. They've appealed and he's given out. Ollie Holt wanted 2 there, and maybe it was a little overly ambitious, but a really good bit of fielding. As Martell strikes the stumps with the ball. And the 19-year-old makes his way back to the pavilion. Another wicket in quick succession here for Denmark.
It's actually a pity. They ran well, but the guy running to the non-danger end was actually slightly faster. Good fielding. Again, just seeing how much it changes. 1 or 2 wickets can really, really change this game. Guernsey have really stuck in. Denmark really need to get up over that 110 mark.
Well, Abdul Hashmi New man at the crease. You see him, number 80, joining Mahmood. And that's nicked, and that's caught. That's 2 in a row. Well, he found the better Mahmood there. You can hear that nick from here, and he's grabbed his second. Well, Mahmood did put. He tried to play a flat bat on that, but that was as easy of a catch behind the stumps for Tom Kimber as it gets.
Yeah, I suppose Denmark had a really good opening pair and got them off to a flyer, but it's working out that Guernsey winning the toss and bowling is going to their advantage. 91 for 7 here in the 14th. Actually, that's just the 15th over up there. Is it?
That is the 15th over.
As you can see, the run rate has dropped a good bit as well. It's down to 6.1. It was up at 9.2 at one stage.
Absolutely. Well, 91 for 8 now. Grabs a wicket at the end. Brilliant bit of bowling there by Jordan Mattel as he finishes on figures of 25 for 2. He also had the run out. That's 3 wickets in the over.
He'll be on a hat-trick ball next over.
It's the end of his overs.
Ah.
Sad, isn't it?
My bad, I just read that completely wrong on the screen there.
Well, I think this is Gino Jojo in. And it is. But it's going to be Abdul Hashmi to face. 21-year-old wicket-keeper batsman.
Your favourite name to say in this tournament?
Gino Jojo. And I think it's my favourite name in the world of cricket as well. Can't get over how fun it is to say Gino Jojo. Try it at home. It's a good one. It's Peatfield comes in. And nearly finds the edge of that one. Hashmi looking for something there, almost prodding very reluctantly.
It's really nice when your bowler at the other end has done a great job, taking wickets, build pressure, and you can hand the ball back over. Peatfield feels a bit of extra energy.
And he bowls him. Well, that was looking like it was going to come for the last ball. Takes the bails off, and that spells the end of Abdul Hashmi. What a finish we're getting here from the Guernsey side. 91 for 9 now. Very good stuff.
Fantastic. And again, going back to that, the bowlers in the middle periods have worked really hard and got this team back into a good position. And Denmark have had no reply. And there is such thing as just having a good ball as well.
Well, we'll just take a look at the bowling statistics here for the Guernsey team. Tremendous bit of bowling. David Hooper picking up 3 for 5 from his 2 overs. Luke Letitia grabbing 2 in his final. Jordan Mattel grabbing 2 in his final over. Now William Peatfield strikes, claiming the wicket of Abdul Hashmi. They really have, but most importantly, look at that. 7, 8 and 9. All on 91. 3 wickets in quick succession as they look to grab the final one here and put a really chaseable total on. As the rain, again,
It's got very heavy here.
spits down a bit more.
Just seeing on how Peatfield was running back to his position, they're keen to get this in before the rain comes.
Well, Saif Ahmed, final man in, wearing all the layers he can. It really is chilly, but the rain is beginning to fall. William Peatfield on your screen right now. Figures are 21 for 1. And I really did think he deserves that wicket. He's put in a tremendous effort over the games we've watched him here at the KG5.
Sometimes taking the new ball up front in a T20 match is not easy. The batters get off to a good start and you feel, they're on top of you. And the middle order bowlers did a great job, and it allows him freedom to bowl now.
Well, that's played really well by Ahmed. And just gets himself off the mark. I'm just having a look over at the pavilion, the Danish sides. Just hiding just from the rain, and it really is coming down hard now. Still another 4 and a bit overs to play. I wonder what the decision will be by the umpire. But he's letting play continue and maybe finishing off this over. It always does sound heavier under our little pagoda here.
It definitely does.
Moving hard. And that's going to go for 4. Well, that's a very, very, very confident strike there by Gino Jojo. They lift themselves nearer to that 100 mark. 2 to come in the over, signals the umpire.
You're seeing that more and more in T20 cricket. Pace bowlers nearly getting their head taken off. No, but there is safety issues there. Like you see some of the umpires also wearing helmets now.
Oh, that's just gone fine. I think that's going to roll away to the boundary. No, there is a man. I think that's Luke Letizier standing at third man. And they run 2. There could be hesitation here. There's going to be a direct hit. Oh, and he was very well there. Gino Jojo sprinting in, diving along the wicket just to secure another 2. That's clever running. 98 for 9 now. No, 99 for 9. Pardon me. They ran 3 there. Even better performance by the batsman in the middle. 1 to come. As the rain is really coming down here at the KG5. I'm just seeing groundsman Stewart here lurking on the edge of the boundary. Probably very keen to run over and get them covers on. I think it's just going to be a 1 to finish the over here. Now I'm just curious to see what the decision by the umpires is. Player's going to come off.
Yeah,
I think
it's quite
the decision.
interesting.
Well, they're having a little consultation here. Well, the rain is really coming down, and the big impact here is that is a new wicket, Kira.
Yeah, and I suppose there's also the safety aspect for the bowlers. If Pete Field is running in and he hurts himself due to the pitch conditions.
I think they're calling it. Well, they're going to come off. The rain is too heavy as the groundsman is running on just to go and get the covers on. Well, I think they did very well to complete that over there, Kira, because the rain is really coming down at the KG5. Well, we're probably just going to take a little break here just while the rain comes on. But I'll tell you what a fantastic little performance that has been from the Guernsey bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely. Denmark got off to a great start. But Guernsey then, obviously the open bowlers struggled a little bit. They brought on their spinners and pulled it back really, really well. Just change up, backed up with some really, really good fielding, and it brought on the wickets.
Well, we're going to leave you now. Be sure to keep checking in. We'll be back for the rest of this Denmark innings as they sit on 100 for 9 after 16 overs. A wonderful display of bowling from the Guernsey unit. We'll be back once the start of play begins again.